Hey, I just saw something. I went on a walk with my dog and then walked down over by the road berm just to see if anything might be sprouting in the road berm. And I came upon this area that I had placed a bunch of just dead branches in, and lo and behold, the extra shade and woody debris, even half-assed like this, it has allowed this to stay moist for a much longer time than the surrounding uncovered swale area. That's awesome. Okay, if I sound out of breath, it's because I am totally fatigued from having done all this work today. But I got 9 trees in the ground. These are eucalyptus. I don't remember the species, but I got them in. These I grew from seed, and they're, I guess, probably a foot. Let's call it 12 inches high, maybe 14. And then I also really smoothed out all the earthworks that I had done on this west side of the property so that they're actually more proper swales. That's, God, man, I don't know what got into me today. It rained last night, not super heavily, as you can tell, because it's not like saturated wet. But I'm going to come in probably with mulch a little bit later and kind of just do this a little better. But for now, it's cool enough today. It was hot a minute ago. We had, of course, while I was working, it got hot, and I'm very sweaty. But most of the day today is pretty overcast, and it's got a nice cool breeze, so I'm hoping that it's been a good day to plant. But you can see I really sort of widened out this, gave it more of a proper berm, and then used a concrete spreader to really kind of make it more smooth. So this is much better than just my half-assed kind of like, on the fly while it was raining when I first got out here and saw what I was losing during that rainstorm. Maybe, gosh, I want to say a month ago or something like that. Maybe a month and a half, I'm not sure. But now it's much more of a proper soil. It'll actually really hold the water. I don't have to really worry as much that it's going to have breakouts and stuff, because it's got a little more depth to it, a little more width. There's no tree. And it's not perfect at all, but it's really much better. And you can kind of see that this is like this berm swale system that I built. It's actually, the water's really kind of coming this way, but it's coming through this system this way. And the best that I could do at the time was to kind of try to create these like curves, to try to pull it back onto the property from the gully, the wash and the gully that it was kind of pouring off into. It was losing a lot of my water onto the neighbor's property. So these just really serve to hold the water on the property. They're not really kind of like the traditional swale in the sense that they're pulling laterally as much. This one, I did do one half-assed lateral one, but most of this is just kind of curving it back on and letting it flow across. And then when it starts to kind of go that way again, it's just kind of curving it back and forcing it, not watching where I'm going, forcing it back onto my land so that as it's sheeting now across, it'll hit my swale system, right? And this is the second tier that I made last rainstorm, where we really got a huge amount of rain, and I was just going and going and going to get and then actually water filled, I think it was all the way up to the second layer from the road. That's how much water I had, and I held that for about 3 days. So that's mainly what I did today. Huge amount of work. I'm gonna go collapse. This is my first tree I put in. Was it the first tree? Yeah, I think this is the first one I put in. This actually looks the best. But put it here on the road, and this is a swale system here. Probably because it's got more water. Maybe I'll actually water the trees again, because I don't know how deep the watering that I did went. But I also have these buried clay pots, and these are going to be needing to be refilled every few days. But I put one for every one of these trees just so that there's some supplemental water in between rainstorms. And you can see it wasn't really a big rainstorm because I just have a little bit of water left. But that's what I did today. Kind of a really big thing I've been meaning to do for a long time. So it feels very good to get this done. And now I can move on to even more stuff that needs to get done. We had a huge storm, and I know that it was huge because the road got washed out and I wasn't able to get home for 2 nights. I had to stay with friends. My car stalled out too because I went through some water trying to turn around and go back to safety. And so this is what happened to my berm system. I had 5 big washouts. This is really going to take a lot of work to repair. Even my original got completely, not completely, but you see that? It's like eroded out. So that sucks. And then right over here, there's another one. And then over here, this is interesting. It's sort of the biggest one, like huge gap. And I mean, you can see how much water poured through here. It just like overwhelmed it completely. But the little baby tree that had volunteered, it held down the bank. A testament to trees. So I'm glad the tree is still there, very glad. And then, yeah, I'm going to have to come in here with a lot of extra soil from my soil pile. And so hopefully the ground is hard enough for me to get a wheelbarrow through it. But you can see these held up here. Oh no, see that one washed out right there. There's another washout right there. So this whole system, I can't imagine. I wish I would have been here. And then that little baby tree is okay. This is a huge washout here. Looks like I have even another one. There's 6 washouts, 7. Man, this whole system failed. This really sucks. So this was an immense storm event. Really bad. And hopefully that's the last of it for now, and I can get these repaired before, you know, it happens again. But I'm going to have to bring a large volume of dirt down here and really try to make these, and I'm probably going to have to dig them deeper. Plus a lot of silt was put in here. But I think making these a lot deeper and the berm's a lot bigger. I don't have equipment I can do. I just have to use a shovel. Although my friends did say that I could use their tractor. So I think that would mean pulling something. So maybe they'll let me have to ask. This might be a good time to go ahead and take them up on their offer. You can see the silt pouring into here. Mainly just from the washout though. Normally this was working just fine. But this was an abnormal storm event. Oh, there's another washout up there. Oh boy. Now I don't know that this will have the ability to, I guess, last, because it's my first, this is my first fall here. But I'm noticing that with the swale system, this was the silt that was dumped into the swale system here in a really big storm we had. And then look, we've got all these little baby plants starting. These are all seeds that were just in the soil, and they're all kind of getting purchased here. And you can see the moisture. It's been a long time now, probably almost a week. Yeah, I think it's been a week since the storm, and you can see that it's still damp. So that's amazing. And I'm really curious to see how this plays out. Oops, I didn't mean to hit video, but I guess I'll make a short video. So some of the cover crops that I that were strewn about in this area are starting to come up, but only where there's areas where they've been sheltered or they've been protected from being blown away. So you can see there's a couple little things coming up here under this salt bush, and the mulch is really helping probably. So I just want to point out some of these really lush patches in the desert. So this little guy, you can see the drainage is coming down from this thing I'm on here, and it's kind of pooling. There's a little depression, and there's like a lot more lush vegetation. And then over here you can see there's a really nice big one, and it's probably receiving from multiple. My hands are making it blurry. Come on now. Refocus. Come on, video. There we go. So you can see that one's more lush. And then here, I call that the patch, and it doesn't look as, you can't really see it as well from this distance, but it's probably the biggest lush patch in the whole area. But this is an abandoned house right here. I don't know why someone would abandon a whole house like that. I guess some people just have a lot of money. But it's like right connected to that beautiful green space. And then over here you can see there's another big old green swath. And then over there they're doing glamping, and that's a big old patch. And then right here, that's a little basin. And then over there, that's another kind of neat. Because this is supposedly a desert, but it's very lush and very green. And there's places, there's areas that are really dry too. But there's so much here, and it's like really just about restoring what's been degraded, I think. Beautiful though. What are you doing? I'll show you how I did the water boxes previously, and the result was not good. You can see that I did them according to the instructions. I downloaded offline or online where they're raised up and they're shedding water to the sides, and there's mounded dirt. What I've done this time is I've sunk the water box down so that it's actually at the bottom of, like, for all intents and purposes, a swale, and then mounded the soil, kind of angled it so that it's coming down toward that, and then I've mounded the mulch around. So I'm thinking that'll be better. It also allows me to get mulch up around the water box much more easily, as you can see. Whereas over here, the mulch really isn't all the way around, and it'll actually kind of be kicked away. I'm not sure if that's going to happen this time too, though. It could. But you can see it can't get up all the way around, which I don't know if that's bad or not, but I just kind of wonder if this is going to be better. And I went ahead and left the giant grass stalk that's growing out of it because it's awesome, and it's a plant in the desert, and so I kept that. But this time I did a eucalyptus. This is one of the 3 that I bought off Amazon, and they're really beautiful, blue-leaved, lanceolate. It's really pretty. You can see that this box is a little bit clogged on one side, so that means that the dew or rain can't get into that hole. So that's not good. And then this one's clogged by the grass, but it doesn't rain that often here, and we're coming to the end of a rainy season anyway. So I'll just kind of keep the box filled with irrigation water, and they really don't, in my experience, drain that fast. So you don't have to really fill. I mean, this is the first time I've refilled it since I put this in. Granted, though, the tree that was in it died the first time. That's this tree here, unfortunately. And I think it was actually on the way to being dead from the nursery, so it was a bad specimen. But I don't really know, and I'm just trying stuff. And, hopefully this works better, because I love this eucalyptus tree, and it's going to give me good shade for microclimates in the orchard I want to try to do.